Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
बहुत सुंदर प्रभु जी, thank you very much for chanting the glories of the Lord. So we will start our Hari Katha for the pleasure of Sri Radha Govind, for the pleasure of Vaishnavas, for the pleasure of Lord. So before we start, let me offer my humble obeisances and with pranamas to my spiritual master Nitlila Pravishtom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajikacharya Shtotra Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer my dandvat pranams millions of times to Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Bhakti Pragyana Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Jagadguru Prabhupada, and all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and all the devotees present here. So today our topic is teachings of Dhruva Maharaj. Very important, very interesting topic, and lot of learnings from this chapter of Dhruva Maharaj. So very fortunate souls can hear these glories, and if we apply on our life these glories and these teachings of Dhruva Maharaj, our life will get transformed. So before we go to the teachings of Dhruva Maharaj, let us try to understand who is Dhruva Maharaj. Is my voice clear, Yogeshwar Prabhu? You are
Yes, we are listening
good.
properly. Yeah,
I think
good voice.
Yeah. So we know the creator Brahma of this universe had many sons. Many of them became brahmacharis like Narad Muni, Sanat Kumar, Sanat Sanatan, and many others also. But among the same lineage, the Manas Putra, the sons of Brahma, is also Manu. From Manu, we Manushya came. From Manu came the word Manushya. The Manu of this particular day of Brahma or this particular Manvantara is Swayambhu Manu. So Swayambhu Manu had as two sons, Priyavrat and Uttanpata. He has two sons, Priyavrat and Uttanpata. Priyavrat was the elder son, but he didn't want to rule the nation. He didn't want to rule the earth. He said, I want to become a brahmachari. I want to bhajan. I don't want to rule. Today, everyone runs after the rules, wants to rule, wants name, fame, everything. But Priyavrat, although he being the elder son, he said, I don't want anything. So the whole kingdom of this world went to his younger brother by the name Uttanpata. Now this is where the Dhruva Maharaj story starts. So what we are trying to cover is the history of Dhruva Maharaj, who is his father, who is his grandfather, great-grandfather. So, and then we will also cover what insult Suruchi, the wife of Uttanpata, the stepmother of Dhruva, did to Dhruva. Now this Uttanpata had two wives. One was Suruchi and one was Suniti. We will understand what teachings from Suniti Dhruva Maharaj learned. When Dhruva Maharaj went to the forest, what did he learn from Narada Muni? How his firm faith on the words of spiritual master. What happened to Uttanpata when he heard this story of his son, and how much efforts Dhruva Maharaj put to achieve his goal, and then what benediction he got from Lord Vishnu. So all these things we will cover one by one in this chapter, in this particular session. So as we said, Uttanpata had a father by the name Manu, Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu's father is Brahma. And the Uttanpata had two wives. One name is Suniti and one is Suruchi. As the name itself states, Ruchi means interest. Ruchi Shabd say, we understand is interest.
Yeah.
So this Suruchi means very much interested. And Niti means policy. Ayog Niti, Desh Niti, Ye Niti, wo Niti policy, or rules regulations. Very corrected one. So this Suruchi means very much interested. So this Uttanapata was very much interested in this wife Suruchi. Why? Because she was very beautiful. She had a lot of bodily features. She was very beautiful and very captivating. So naturally, the king Uttanapata was very attractive to her. And he was neglecting his other wife Suniti. Suniti was very charactered. She had a lot of good qualities, but she was not as beautiful as Suruchi. That is why the king was captured or controlled by Suruchi. Our Guru Varga gives us a very important learning here. Everyone in this world is running towards his own interest. Ruchi. Kahan ruchi hai mere? Niti kya hai? People don't care. Wherever is interest of my sense gratification, that I will do. An example, if somebody will tell you, get up early in the morning and do your bhajan, the mind will say, let us sleep. It is not good time to do bhajan so early in the morning and getting up and doing bhajan and doing chanting, taking bath. It is not good. It is against the ruchi of sense gratification. But Niti say, the rule will say, it is good to do bhajan in the Brahma Muhurta in the early morning because you will get so many benefits. Your ruchi will say, okay, no, let us relax. So this suruchi, too much interest in sense gratification, is going to lead us to hell, lead us to degradation. It is just like 10 feet, or you are walking 100 miles and you are walking 1 mile is very easy, comfortable walk. But remaining 90 miles are very tough to walk. Then we are following our senses. But if you are suruchi, suniti, we follow the rules and regulations, we do our bhajan, we do our sadhana, we do follow spirituality very properly, then what will happen is we will get our whole purification process and our consciousness will get purified and we will get the ultimate good result for us. That is what suruchi means, suniti means. Now, this Uttanapata had these two wives, as naturally she was inclined to Suruchi. Suruchi had a son by the name Uttam, and Sunuti had a son by the name Dhruv, whose story we are going to focus a little more in this chapter. Of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 8, and chapter number 9 is this story of Uttanapata, Dhruv Maharaj. Now, what happened one day? This Uttam, the son of Suruchi, was sitting in the lap of his father on the throne, and Dhruv, a 5-year-old boy, he also wanted to sit on the lap of his father. He had no other desire. He was not desiring some competition with Uttam, his stepbrother. No, he just wanted to sit on the lap of his father. That was his desire, simple desire. But because the father was captured by Suruchi, because of his bodily features, he was completely controlled by lust. He just was holding the. Obviously, he had more affection for his son of the wife which he is close to him, and so he was in his lap. And when Dhruv Maharaj wanted to sit on his lap, Suruchi very badly, very nastily chastised Dhruva and said, "You cannot sit on the lap of your father. You cannot sit on the lap of your father. You cannot get the throne of your father. Now you go out from here." And she chastised him and was trying to push him out. Insulted him very badly. Why? Why was she doing like this? She had a fear. She had a fear of what? She had a fear that if Dhruv Maharaj becomes close to the king and he becomes the king later on, when I become old, then his mother will become the queen or Maharani a Rajarani, and I will be neglected. I will not get the attention of the king. I will not get the name. I will not get the fame. I will not get anything. So it was her fear that if he becomes the king, then obviously I will be neglected. But Dhruv Maharaj was very small, a 5-year-old boy. And at that time, it is that his father, Uttanpata, although he was seeing this his son, which is his own son, and even elder son, he is not telling anything. He's just keeping quiet. Why? Srimad Bhagavatam says because of his uncontrolled senses towards his interests on his one wife. And on this, the support of Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, one shloka from Bhagavatam says, there are 3 doors to the hell. There are 3 doors to the hell, and these are lust, greed, and anger. It is said, Trividha narkasdwaram nashman athram kama krodha tathas lobha tasmat etat priyam. So this lust, greed, and anger are the 3 doors to hell. And because the king was captured by lust, his desires, material desires, sense desires, he could not differentiate. And it is said, what happens when there is lust? When there is a lust in the heart, we have some desire, whether it is sensual desires or any other desires in the heart, whatever desires we have. When there is a desire in the heart for lust, what will happen is the lust will get satisfied. No. If I am satisfying my lust, if I am satisfying, it will increase more. From the lust comes the greed. Whenever lust is getting satisfied, it is like you are putting there is a fire burning, where you are adding some ghee to this fire. Now with this ghee, will this fire extinguish? No. For some time, it may look like by putting a big 1 kg of ghee on top of on fire, it may look like it has subsided. But within seconds, it will get complete topmost fire. So when we satisfy our lust, the greed comes. And if we are not able to satisfy our lust, then anger comes. If my desires are getting satisfied, I want more and more to satisfy them. If my desires are not getting satisfied, then anger will come. That is why Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 16, sloka number 21, text 21, it says, there are 3 gates leading to the hell, destruction of the soul, and that is lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, all should abandon these 3. We all should, a person who is intelligent, a person who is sober, a person who is thinking of his well-wish, must not be captured by lust, anger, and greed. And lust is like a rust for the heart. It will rust your heart. It will rust our heart, and Krishna cannot come inside. So this is the first learning from the Uttanpata's action when he saw his son is getting insulted by his second wife, Suruchi. And why Suruchi was doing already we covered. She had a fear of losing the position. And she was very pride that I have controlled the king. Now I can do whatever I want to do. And then also his too much attachment to his own son. She did not want Dhruv to come forward. And what were the consequences of doing such action? We know later part of the Bhagavatam. His son, Uttama, was killed by Yakshas. Yakshas killed his son. She lost his son itself. She lost the respect from his husband of such behavior. She lost the complete respect. And she lost also kingdom and power, and even spiritual growth was hindered because she did not act as a human being should act. And on the other hand, when Dhruva was insulted, he started crying. Srimad Bhagavatam says he started crying and he was acting. His position was as if a snake is bitten by the stick. As a snake is bitten by stick, he goes like this is coming. So Bhagavatam says Dhruv Maharaj was breathing very fast like this. And he was really very angry because he is a Kshatriya. He is directly his great grandfather is Brahma. And he is running towards his own mother, as generally when somebody is hurt, but when a kid is hurt, a child is hurt, he will go to his mother. And that time, when Suniti listens to what happened, and she being very pious, she being very proper, very charactered lady, she first of all taught his son, "Oh my son, don't be envy. Don't think of revenge, because whatever has happened is because of our karma. Because of your karma, you are not getting this kingdom. Because of your karma, your father is not loving you. Because of your karma, your father has thrown me out from my palace, and we are staying outside the palace in one small hut." Because Suruchi doesn't wanted her other wife to stay in the palace, because she said if she stays there, maybe he will again get attracted by his characters, because she's very character lady, very caring, very loving woman, and if she stays near to king, maybe king will again get attracted, and again I will lose the position. So what she was doing, she forced her husband to let her stay away from the palace, and it is said not only away from the palace, she was asked to stay on the border of that kingdom where the king's palace was. Although the king was ruling all over the earth, it was not a small piece of India or a small piece of what we have today. But then this mother, very lovingly, she told his son, "Oh my son, I know you are insulted. I know you are affected. But what your mother, Suruchi, has told you is correct." Suruchi told her, "If you want to sit in the lap of your father, if you want to sit on this throne, then you have to take birth from my womb. मेरे गर्भ से आपको जन्म लेना पड़ेगा." अब Dhruv Maharaj is saying, "How can I do that?" He don't know, he's a 5-year-old boy. He's saying, to do that, you have to pray to Vishnu, and you have to then take birth again. Ultimately, she is telling Vishnu, Dhruv Maharaj, you die, you go and suicide, and again take birth from my womb, then you can sit in the lap of your father. So how much she was, you can say, having that character, bad character in the sense of how she was a 5-year-old boy, how she was chastising and telling him, you go, you die, you take birth again in my womb, and that too is possible from if Vishnu helps you. Otherwise, you can get birth anywhere else. Pray and Vishnu and get birth from my womb, then you can sit in the lap of your father. But here, Suniti is not saying, he's saying that, yes, what your stepmother said, right, only Vishnu can give whatever we have. It is only Vishnu's power. So don't try to envy with your stepmother. Don't think of revenge, because whatever we are getting is because of my karma. And yes, Lord can satisfy everyone's desire. Not only to become the son of a particular mother, not only to become rich, not only to become a king, not only, he can satisfy anything from mukti, bhukti, everything Lord can satisfy. He is the supreme Lord. He can do anything. He can satisfy everyone's desire. And then Dhruv Maharaj innocently is asking, where is Lord? And mother says, generally we have heard from sages, from Rishi Munis, the Lord resides in forests. She was not knowing Dhruva will be acting so fast, but she resides in forest. That's why we have heard from sages generally. When we were small and when we ask our mother, where is Krishna, where is Lord Rama, they reside in forest, junglu mein. That is what we also hear. And that time, Dhruv Maharaj's action is becoming, he is thinking, yes, I must do it now. I must do it now. And this is how the mother is uplifting Dhruv Maharaj. I heard one story from one devotee was saying that this is the mentality of a person who is uplifting another person. There is a crow mentality, there is a dolphin mentality. You would have seen or you would have observed, and it is true also. They said when crows are flying, and any one crow, by any reason, if he is not able to fly properly and he has some wound or something, and he is not able to fly, he is falling down, what other crows will do, they will all jump on him and start biting him and biting him and biting him, so that he falls down and he cannot even walk again. He cannot even fly again until he dies. This is the crow mentality. They don't allow others to grow. They are very jealous of others' person. They are very envious. Difference between jealous and envious. Jealous is, okay, you don't like others' person, you feel very bad. I am not having this. That is okay, jealousness. Very dangerous. But envy is even more dangerous. I don't have it, you also should not have it. That is what envy is. I am feeling jealous, I don't have it. That is okay. But I don't have it, you also should not have it, is what is envy. And these crows are very envious. And they kill their own, inhabitant or their own species. Not kill, they don't allow him to walk until he is completely, succumbed to injuries and he's there. They won't allow him to grow. This is the crow mentality. And on the other hand, the dolphin story comes when small dolphin is there. She is not able to jump. She cannot jump like other dolphins are jumping. So what these dolphins do? They all go down under her, this small dolphin, and try to push him up and try to teach him how to jump. This is what is the mentality of a dolphin. So the pure souls, the devotees, the Lord's pure devotees, and all those who are very much religious principle, their mentality is like the dolphin. Much higher. What is dolphin? They're rishi munis. They always want to help others. Always want to help others. That is why Suniti is very pious. She is telling Dhruv Maharaj, hey Dhruv, if you really want to achieve something in your life, then it is true that Lord Vishnu can only give whatever you want to achieve. But at the same time, don't be envious. Don't try to achieve something because your stepmother has insulted you. Don't think of revenge because what we are getting is our karma. And then the story of this crow is very significant for practical life today. Today, everyone, we are working, we are grahasthas, we see competition, we see so many things. But what are we doing? Are we having a crow mentality? Where I am seeing somebody needs help, and instead of helping the person, I am trying to downpour him, pull the leg and drown him also. Or I am acting like a dolphin to lift him up. So this is a question for all of us to think. Who am I? It is said in Bhagavatam, the crows are there, the Tirthan, the pilgrimage of crow is dead bodies and all dirt and all dust. So do you want to become a crow in life or do you want to become a devotee in life? So now Dhruv Maharaj, after hearing these words from his mother, he immediately leaves the house. He says, yes, since Lord Vishnu is the giver of everything, I will immediately go to get. Mother did not thought he will take it so seriously. He said, yes, it is true. And then he says, he starts leaving towards the jungle. Deep in the forest he goes in the desire of searching Lord. He's a small boy. What will he do? He has this intense desire to search Lord. And since he has that intense desire to search Lord, Lord is sending his representative. Lord is sending his representative, Narad. It is said, Krishna sits in everyone's heart as Chetaguru. Chetaguru is Chetana. Krishna is in every heart sitting as Chetaguru, and in everyone's heart, he is listening to all of us. Krishna is listening to all of us. What are we thinking? What are we desiring for? And if the desire is intense for anything what we want in our life, Krishna is arranging that. So as soon as he sees the desire of Dhruva, that Dhruv Maharaj wants something higher, he sends his representative to Dhruv Maharaj, Narad Muni. And Narad Muni is asking Dhruv Maharaj, he is testing in the first phase. He is asking Dhruv Maharaj, where are you going? Saying, I am going to jungle. Yes, you are a so small boy, why are you going to jungle? You are a small kid, there are big tigers, lions, snakes, in the dark, so much dark is there. Why do you want to go there? You go home. No. My mother insulted me. So what insult? She's your stepmother, like a mother only. Mother beats, no problem. So it was not a beating, it was a real insult, which she never allowed me to sit on the throne of my father or on his lap. Narad is teaching forgiveness. You should forgive, no problem. You are a good boy. Why are you worried? You should forgive. You should be humble. You should be humble. Why? Be humble, be forgiveness. But Dhruv Maharaj is saying, yes, Narad Muni, your instructions are right for a Brahmana. But for a Kshatriya, I'm a king, I'm a son of a king. My duty is to fight, my duty is to protect. I am not a sadhu or a brahmana. My nature is not a brahmana. As per the nature, one has to act. One cannot jump onto other nature. Arjuna also, Krishna told Arjuna, since you are a Kshatriya, you will fight. Even today, you all say, I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight. But ultimately, you will fight for sure. Whether you believe me now and fight as per my order, or later on because of your nature, because you being Kshatriya, you will fight, you are going to fight anyways. Similarly, Dhruva Maharaj is saying, my nature is not to be a sadhu. My nature is not to be an, like a brahmana. But I want something which I have now determination for. So Narad Muni is checking the determination here. He's saying, what do you want? He said, I want a kingdom greater than my great grandfather. My father's kingdom, anyways, is this material world. Swayambhu Manu is even ruling other planetary systems, but Brahmaji is ruling all 14 planetary systems. Brahma is the king of all 14 planetary systems, from our earth, Swarga, Mahara, Jana, Tapa, Pitraloka, and Satyaloka. And lower planetary systems like Atal, Sutal, Talatal, Vital, and Patal. So all 14 planetary systems, Brahmaji is the king, he's ruling all, he's creating, he's done everything for them. So I want a kingdom greater than Brahma. So because Dhruv Maharaj's goal is very determined. So we have to learn from Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Shabd itself means very determined. The word Dhruva. So he was very determined towards his goal to achieve it. So he said, Narad Muni, please instruct me something. How can I achieve my goal? Don't distract me. You are a sadhu. You are Narad Muni. Everyone knows Narad Muni because everyone was is a devotee. That time in Satyuga, Narad Muni, demigods, they used to come walk on the king's kingdom, and they will come. They will all have talks to people, isn't it? We have heard all those things in the past also. So, with no distraction and firm determination towards the goal, Dhruv Maharaj is requesting Narad Muni to please help. Then Narad Muni is giving instructions to Dhruv Maharaj. He's saying, okay, since you are determined towards your goal and you don't want to change it, then what you should do severe penances. You have to do tapasya to achieve the Lord, of darshan of the Lord. Initially, he's saying you do one thing, you make a nice small mud murti or vigraha of Lord, then you offer some tulsi patra, and he is telling Dhruva, go to Madhuvan near Vrindavan. Today, if you visit Vrindavan sometime, in Vrindavan there is a place called Madhuvan, and in Madhuvan there is a place called Dhruva. Dhruva is nothing but a small hill where Dhruv Maharaj stood upon and he did penances. Narad Muni is saying, if you want to do your bhajan, if you want to get success in your bhajan very fast, then the place for you is to go to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, a place called Madhuvan. That is the best place. There's a place for meditation where you get good meditation. There's a place for different activities, different places are there meant for to get the proper energy, to get the proper work done. If you want to become a doctor, you have to stay with doctors all around. If you want to be an engineer, you have to work with them. If you want something passionate, you have to see something passionate also. But Dhruv Maharaj, Narad Muni is instructing, if you want to see the Lord, if you want to achieve the topmost position of seeing the Lord, then the best thing is you have to go to Vrindavan. That is the best place for the meditation of the Lord. That is the best place where you can go. And then Dhruv Maharaj is coming to this place, Vrindavan. In Madhuvan, he starts praying to the Lord. Narad Muni is telling him how you should pray, how you should offer flowers, how you should make some vigraha or small idol, what we call in English, Sri Vigraha of Lord, offer some Yamuna water to it because Yamuna is very close by. Tulsi is abundant in Vrindavan, offer Tulsi leaves to the Lord and pray to him. And then he gives me the mantra called Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So what was the mantra Dhruva got from Narada Muni? Anyone can repeat? The mantra is Om Namo Bhagavate.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
This was the mantra which Dhruv Maharaj started chanting. Standing on one leg, he started chanting this mantra. But he was not just chanting like us, sitting in a bed or sitting in a chair and with mala in hand and then relax. No. He had a desire to get Lord's darshan immediately. That is why it is said Dhruv Maharaj started severe penances. In the first month, Dhruva Maharaj only eat fruits. What fruits? Berries, bear, and that too not every day. Every third day he used to eat. And second month, Dhruva Maharaj only eat after 6 days. Once in a week he used to eat up once in 6 days. And that too dry grass and leaves. Not something he's plucking the flowers and fruits from the trees and eating. No. Whatever leaves are falling automatically, whatever grass is there, which is eatable grass. Grass sometimes means also shark sabzi, the vegetable, the green vegetables. That is also called a grass in one sense. So he used to eat just dry and all that. And third month, he only drank water every 9 days. Now he's not eating any berries, he's not eating any grass, he's not eating any leaves, he's only taking water every 9 days. So it is said how a person can live without food and without water for so long, because in Satyuga we all know the life was not depending upon the food. It is said, our Bhagavatam says, in the Satyuga the life air was in the bones. That is when we hear the story of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu also did tapasya for 50,000 years, not small time, not less time. And in that 50,000 years, how he was surviving without food? Because the life here in Satyuga was in the bones. And in the Kali Yuga, in this current yuga, what is called Kali Yuga, the life here is in Anna. That's why it is said, it is Annagata Pran. Kali Yuga has an Annagata Pran. If we don't eat Anna, we will die. But Dhruva Maharaj was not eating anything for second month. He was not eating third month. Fourth month, this is text from Bhagavatam directly, I have copied here. Fourth month, Dhruva Maharaj became completely master of breathing exercise. This was also taught by Narad Muni, how you should control breathing. Thus inhaled air only every 12 days. He was not even breathing. Only 12 days once he was breathing. In this way, he became completely fixed in the position of worship of Supreme Lord. And in the fifth month, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of king, had controlled his breathing so perfectly that he was able to stand only on one leg, just as a column stands without motion, and concentrate his mind fully on Parabrahma. The fifth month, Dhruva Maharaj is not eating, not drinking. He is completely fixed his mind onto Sri Krishna Lord. And he is completely focusing on the Lord. It is said, because of his severe penances, on the fifth month, because he was controlled his senses, he has fixed his mind without deviation and anything else upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. What happened? Dhruva Maharaj captured the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is seeing how this small, young 5-year-old boy is controlling and praying for my darshan. And Dhruva Maharaj became very heavy because now he has controlled everything. And the demigods are feeling suffocation now. Why? Because he was fully concentrating, closing all his body parts. He is not breathing also. His nose, his eye, his mouth, everything is controlled. He is completely focused on Krishna's form as Vishnu. The great demigods felt suffocated and thus took shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now all the demigods are running towards Vishnu. We are feeling suffocated. What is happening? What is happening? It is said the whole planetary system, the 3 worlds were trembling by this penances from a 5-year-old Lord. And then what happens? Lord Vishnu says, yes, I know my devotee is calling me. You guys don't worry. I will immediately go and I will talk to him and you will be relieved from this pain. And Lord Vishnu arrives at the scene. Dhruva Maharaj is meditating with his eyes closed and he is seeing Lord Narayan in his heart. Now he has controlled every sense. He is seeing Sakshat Krishna Narayan in his heart, Chaturvedi Narayan. And then suddenly when he is seeing it, he is very satisfied inside. He does not want anything. He is just like yogis. You would have seen yogis are meditating for thousands of years. They don't even eat, they don't even walk, they don't even do anything. Why? Because they are completely satisfied. Brihad Bhagavatamrit says these devotees in the Maharloka, they are always satisfied in meditation of the Lord, in the Tapaloka, in Janaloka. So what they do is, They are always thinking, meditating on Lord, and they don't need anything. They are simply seeing Krishna, Narayana in their heart, and they are completely satisfied. They are 100%. They don't want anything else. They are fully satisfied. And now Dhruva Maharaj is also fully satisfied by seeing Lord in this meditation. But suddenly this form disappears. And as soon as this form disappears, Dhruva Maharaj gets agitated. So what happened? Where this Lord went? And he opens his eyes. And as soon as he opens his eyes, he sees Lord Vishnu is in front of him. Lord Vishnu is in front of him. Now Dhruva Maharaj is holding his hands. He is trying to glorify Lord. But he does not know what to do. Because he has not read Vedas. He has not gone to school yet. After 5 years only, school starts. He has not gone into school. Lord is in front of him. He don't know any Vedas. He don't know Purana. He don't know Shastra. He is simply standing and he wants to glorify. And Lord, seeing again the desire of Dhruva that he wants to glorify me, but he is not able to glorify because he does not know what to say. And what Lord is he touches his shankha, his conch shell, to the head of Lord Dhruva. And as soon as he touches his shankha to Dhruva's head, all the Vedic knowledge gets imparted in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj. Like Brahmaji, like Krishna, when Narayana, just in the mind, when Brahmaji was given an order, tapaha, 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 just do tapasya. And Narad, and he was doing tapasya. At that time, Lord Vishnu imparted all the knowledge in the heart of Brahmaji. Similarly, by touching with the conch shell, by touching with the shell of Bhagavan Vishnu, this Dhruva Maharaj got all the knowledge, and then Dhruva Maharaj is glorifying the Lord like all the Vedas, Shrutis, everything is animating as if some automatically things are flowing like a river from the mouth of Dhruva. Dhruva Maharaj is glorifying Lord. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What I was thinking, what I was asking for, what I had come here for was just like I was thinking I should get some, it is just like a broken glass pieces I was looking for. But when I see you, Lord, in my heart itself, I am so satisfied. And when I see the person standing in front of me, how foolish I was, what I was asking for. Your darshan is so much enlightening, your darshan is so much enjoying. How can I not do this? How can I forget? So this way, Dhruva Maharaj is praying to the Lord. And he's saying, Lord, I just want your darshan, I just want to be with you always. That is my only desire in my life. But then Lord Vishnu says, hey Dhruva Maharaj, since you prayed, you came here with a desire to get the kingdom greater than your great grandfather. Yes, you will get it. After your father leaves, you will become the king and you will rule this earth. This whole earth you will rule. 36,000 years you will rule this earth. Not just 1 or 2 days. You will rule 36,000 years this earth. And after you leave this earth, you will get a separate planet called Dhruva Loka. It is as good as Vishnu Loka. It is as good as my abode. And you will be there for till the life of this Vishnu. You will stay for a long, long, long time. And you can rule there as well. But Dhruva Maharaj is saying, no, I don't want anything. I just want your acquaintance now. I just want your darshan. I just want to be your devotee. But Lord is saying, yes, you are my devotee. But since you had these desires in your heart, obviously, there is a hidden desire in your heart. You wanted it. You came for something which you are thinking for. But now, if I don't do this benediction, then in the future, the people, the devotees will say, he came for some desire and Lord did not fulfill his desire. Although later on his desire may have changed, but that is a separate question, that is a separate thing. Originally, he came with a different desire. He had a desire to become the king, he had a desire to become the greater than his father, great-grandfather. Who is great-grandfather of Dhruva? Anyone remember who is the grandfather of Dhruva? Who is the great-grandfather? What we listened in the beginning? Any idea? Anyone remember? Who is the father of Dhruva Maharaj?
Uttanpata.
Uttanpata. Very nice. Who is the father of Uttanpata? Swayambhu Manu. And who is the father of Swayambhu Manu? Lord Brahma.
Brahma.
So now Dhruva has got a kingdom which is much greater than Lord Brahma. He got a different abode like Vaikuntha, which is higher than Brahma's kingdom. Brahma is only ruling 14 planetary systems, but Dhruva got a planet which is much bigger than Brahma. And not only that, he will rule in this earth also for 36,000 years, and then he will rule that Dhruloka also. That was why Lord Vishnu is saying, Lord Narayana is saying, Dhruva, since you had desire, you came with some desire in your heart to serve me, so I must fulfill your desire. Although I know you don't have any desire, you are purified. But if I don't fulfill your desire, then people in general will say, Lord came and he did not fulfill desire. The darshan of the Lord should never go waste. It should always give some result, some benediction. So in this way, it is said the Supreme Person of Godhead benedicted him to rule this planet, surrounded by solar system, planets, stars, all the luminaries in the sky, keeping the pole star in their right. All the stars inhabitants will, by the great sages like Dharma, Agni, Kashyapa, and Shukra, circumambulated the planet, which continues to exist even after the destruction of all others. Krishna is saying, your planet will still exist even after the inhalation. When the Mahapralaya happens, still your planets will exist. And all other Brahma, all other Rishi Munis, the star, the sun, everyone will rotate to Parikrama of you. After your father goes to the forest and awards you the rule to the kingdom, you will rule continuously the entire world for 36,000 years. So in this way, Dhruva Maharaj is getting the benediction. His father also, when he heard his son went to forest, deep forest, he was lamenting how bad he was, how he was captured by the lust, how he could not differentiate what is good, what is bad. And then he was lamenting, he was thinking, what will happen to my son? What would have happened to him? Where he would have gone? That time Narad Muni is coming and he is telling him, don't worry. Don't worry, your son will make your name and fame more glorious. Although you may be one of the king in the universe, but now you will be known as the father of father of Dhruva. He will make your name glorious because he will do the worship, he will do the devotional service of God. That is why it is said, our Gurujan, our Acharyas say, if somebody want to make your kid, your children something good, make them devotees of the Lord. By making them devotees of the Lord, you are not only giving them opportunity to success or to fulfill the real desire, real value of this human life, real goal of this human life. You are not only making them this, you are also making yourself a very good opportunity to go back to home, back to God. It is said, you are getting an opportunity to go back to home just if you get a pure devotee in your life. It is said, our forefathers are waiting whole life in the different planets, whether somebody is in the Pitraloka, somebody is in the Swargaloka, somebody may be in the Narakaloka, somebody may be in different parts of this universe. They are always praying in our generation, in your lineage. If some devotee comes, if somebody becomes a devotee, at least if one person in our lineage becomes a devotee, we'll all be liberated and we'll go back to home, back to God and Lord. So this way, our acharyas are teaching. Narad Muni is telling Uttanpata. So this is your glory. You don't worry. I know you are lamenting now. You got your senses back. You did a wrong thing. You are controlled by the lust. You are controlled by the Suruchi. Now you have got your senses back. But don't worry. You are very fortunate that you got a son like Dhruv. Now because of Dhruv, your name and your fame will spread. And because of Dhruv, you will also get the fame. So this was the power of Dhruv Maharaj. That is why it is an instruction. It is for everyone, all of us, that we must make our children devotees. We must give them the proper guidance. We must encourage them to become devotees in life. One may or may not be a good doctor, a good engineer, or a good rich person or not, that is secondary. But if you want to make them a devotee, then your life is success, their life is success.
Go away.
This way, Dhruva Maharaj is further coming back to his home, and after coming back to home, he very nicely rules the kingdom, and he also serves his father and his mother. Even Suniti and Suruchi, both he serves. He says, Suniti, because of your instructions, I could have darshan of the Lord. Although you were not positive, your criticism wasn't a positive criticism. You were very jealous or you were very angry on me, but still, I have never taken that into account. Because of those instructions, I had darshan of the Lord. And even this is how a devotee should see. For Prabhupada, Gurudev explains in the purport, this is how a devotee acts. A devotee always thinks that whatever is happening for the better. He always, even bad things happening in the life, he will say thank you to them also, because they will also give some learning in the life. And in the end, when Dhruva Maharaj is coming back and is ruling the kingdom, and after the kingdom he is ruling his for 36,000 years, finally, when he is ready to leave this world, ready to leave the world, it is said Lord Vishnu sends his own Parshada with a Garudasan. They are all coming to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is circulating the Garudasan. He is offering pranama, dandvat pranama to the Garudasan. He is circulating 4 times the Garudasan. He is offering prayers to them. And then he is sitting on that asan, Garudasan, to go to Vaikuntha, to go to his own planet, Dhruva. And it is said that Dhruva Maharaj, when he is sitting on that on the plane, on the spiritual plane, to go towards the abode, he is thinking of his mother. Oh, my mother instructed me, Suniti. Where is she? Where is she? I must help her also. I must take her also. She is telling these Vishnu Dutas, wait, my mother gave me the instruction. My mother, Suniti, was the one who told me you will get Lord. She will also come with me. These Vishnu Dutas are saying, oh, Dhruva Maharaj, she is going before you. She has, see the plane which is moving ahead of you? That is her plane. That is why it is said, when somebody becomes a good devotee, a pure devotee of Lord, 21 generations are liberated. Not just 1 or 2 generations. 21 generations. The generations of your Matra Paksha, generation of your Pitra Paksha, and the generation of your Mitra Paksha, also your friends. If you want to do something good for somebody as your friend, become a devotee yourself and make him also a devotee. So this way, what will happen is you are not only helping yourself, you are helping so many generations and so many friends also. Srila Prabhupada once said on the explanation, on the purport of this particular chapter, he said, I made so many disciples, I made so many devotees, I told so many, but even if one devotee goes back to home, back to Godhead, the mission is successful. And Srila Prabhupada, out of humility, out of pure humbleness and out of pure humility, he says, even if one devotee becomes a pure devotee and he goes back to home, back to Godhead, then I will also go back to home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada has come from the spiritual abode. Prabhupada is the pure devotee of God. He came by the mercy of Srimati Radharani to help so many fallen souls in this material world across the globe. He preached this mission of Krishna consciousness. But because of humility, he is saying, even if one devotee, one disciple of mine will go back to home, back to Godhead, and because of their mercy, because of their pure devotion service, if they go back to home, back to Godhead, because I am the Guru and I was the one who brought them to Krishna consciousness, I will also go back to home, back to Godhead. So Prabhupada is actually encouraging us to preach. Prabhupada is encouraging us to help others to come to Krishna consciousness, to help others to become devotees. That is why these sessions are being organized. We are requesting people to come, join, listen again and again. We are sending reminders. Why? Because if somebody becomes a devotee here, not only he will get benefited, not only his family will get benefited, not only his friends will get benefited, but all those who supported them to become the devotee, they will also get benefited. And not a small benefit. It is not a small benefit of getting some, as we heard, not getting some promotion in the office or not getting a good business or good riches or good car or good bungalow. No, these are very small things. Dhruva Maharaj said, what I was looking for the kingdom greater than my great grandfather? What is that? What is that? That is nothing actually. What I was looking for, like glasses. I was looking for something which is not at all worthy of looking. But now, what I received, oh Lord, I received your recompense. So, Dhruv Maharaj then, along with his mother, already is going towards Dhruloka, and Dhruv Maharaj goes to Dhruloka, and there he stays even today. It is said he is still ruling the Dhruloka there, and he is the king. Although he was not very happy because he wanted to go to the abode of Krishna and serving him, but God said him, because you had this desire, you have to be here. And he satisfying now. A devotee had only one desire. Lord wants me to be here, rule the world, I will do it. He has no other desire. His Anya Abhilash Kashunyam. He has only one desire, to serve the Lord. That is why Dhruv Maharaj accepts the position of the kingdom of this earth and accepts the position of a Dhruloka, and then he is ruling Dhruloka and this planet for so many years. And this gives all of us inspiration, this gives all of us and hope that Lord Vishnu does not only give you mukti, Lord Krishna is going to give you everything material, whatever you want. So many, it is said, Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Skurtun Arjuna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Chaturvida Bhajante Mam. 4 type of people will worship me. Artha, Artharthi, Jnani, cha Bhartrishava. Artha, Artharthi, Jnani, and Jigyasu. Artha means somebody who is looking for some money, who is sick. Artharthi, who is looking for some money, some riches. Jnani, who has the knowledge, or Jigyasu, who want to know something. But this Dhruva Maharaj was here like Artharthi. He was looking for some money. He was looking for some kingdom. He was not a pure devotee. He was a Sukrita. He had a good Sukriti. He had a good activity. He has a good nature. But his desire was not pure devotional service. He just wanted something for the material world. But because he wanted that, he approached Lord. He got darshan of Narad Muni. Narad Muni showed him the process of devotional service. And then after following the process of devotional service, he got what he was looking for, and he got more than what he was even thinking for. That is why it is said, even somebody comes to devotional service for material gains also, somebody has a desire for the material world, even that is also okay. Because in that process, he will come to contact of pure devotees. By the help of pure devotees, he will get purified. His consciousness will get purified. He will understand what is good, what is bad. He will understand what is good for my, ultimate welfare. And then he will walk on that path, and he will get the ultimate goal, which is Krishna Prem, not Krishna abode, not Vaikuntha, not Golok. The ultimate goal is Krishna Prem, to get the love of God. Have that feeling. Otherwise, if Lord is standing in front of me now and I don't have love of Krishna, what I will do? That is why our goal is love of God. Our goal is not God. Our goal is not Krishna. Our goal is Krishna Prem. So, by association of such sadhu, we will get it. That is how, from the Dhruva Maharaj's life and teachings, we learn. By the association of sadhu, by the association of Narada Muni, he could achieve his target by surrendering onto Narada Muni, by following his instructions, by following the way of meditation he told, by chanting the mantra which he received from his guru, he achieved everything. So it's a learning for all of us, how we should not be envious, how we should not be jealous, how we should not be controlled by sense gratification, how we should not be, there are so many learnings from the beginning of the chapter, what we have seen, how we should be always following the principles, and don't be like a crow mentality. Don't be like a crow and try to downpour the others. Always try to help, because if you help somebody, Lord will help you. So many teachings from this chapter of Dhruva Maharaj. Any questions, you are most welcome to ask. If anything is there, please feel free to ask. Or if you want to add anything, please feel free. If you have any other comments, any other points, Yogeshwar Prabhu, Jyoti Didi, Shivani Didi, anyone has anything else to add or say, please feel free. Otherwise, in summary, these were the teachings, what we heard today. Anyone has anything else to say? किसी को कुछ विचार, किसी का कोई प्रश्न है?
Actually, we sometimes a thought comes in the mind that certain principles of our life, they look like contradicted. We say we should stick to one marriage, single marriage, one wife, one should have one wife. But when we go through our history and many more scriptures, we find they had more than one wives, correct? Perhaps here all the problems arose from the wives being two. If there was only one mother, there would have not been any problem. So that sometimes we don't get answers to those questions.
No, there are answers, but how we understand. So it is understood why the kings always had many wives in the history we have seen.
Yeah,
But
that is true. I agree. But why? That is the question only.
Why? Yeah, that is why they had too many wives, because they wanted to have too many sons. The only objective of having many wives for the kings was to have many sons, and those sons can rule the nation, rule the world. And because if you have too many sons from them, and obviously what will happen is their kingdom will become more strong, they will have less enemies, and they will be more powerful. The only objective of the marriage is to have Krishna conscious children. It is said, Janani jane to bhaktajan, ya data ya shur, nahi to janani banj rahe, kahe gawaye.
That is true.
That is what they were doing. But then in Kali Yuga, it is not recommended. In Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam at one place, if somebody has a capacity and your country is allowing you to marry, you marry 2, 3, 4, 5, how many you want to marry. But will you be able to manage them? What is your capacity?
That is correct. And nobody has been enabled to manage. Yes, that is true.
So only Lord or the pure devotees of the Lord.
Yes.
Or those women, like we have seen many pure devotees had wives, and they were also pure devotees. And then
they have to rise above the normal concept of wife, having the marriage.
It is not a sense gratification.
Yes. They need to come above that thought.
The relationship between man and woman is not for lusty satisfaction.
Yes.
It is for producing Krishna conscious children. That's why it says Data. Either you should become a big Dani, or you should become a big Shurveer like a Kshatriya, or you should become a Bhakta. But first category is Janani Jane to Bhaktajan. Ya Data. Otherwise, Banj
rahe.
Why you are doing producing children?
Kahe gawawat noor.
So this is very nice learning for all of us. What should we teach our children? Otherwise, we will all go to hell, and they will also take us to hell. So there are always, shastric injunctions for us to follow. But in Kali Yuga, it is not possible to marry too many people. You cannot manage, you cannot maintain. There are so many things. But in for kings, they used to have this provision. And these are all learnings for us from the history. What should we learn? We should not be partial. We should not be attached. We should not be lusty. These are some teachings from these stories what Lord wants to give us. Thank you, Prabhu.
There are great hidden messages, and really, it's one life is enough to know all. We cannot know everything in a single life. This is so much hidden treasure.
Only if we become devotees and start praying like Dhruva Maharaj was touched by the conch shell of the Lord.
That is the only way. That's the only way to get everything. It is nothing without his kripa. We cannot.
Shivani Didi, आपका कोई प्रश्न, आपका कोई comment? Jyoti Didi, anything from you? I know we had a nice session, but
धन्यवाद प्रभु, बहुत अच्छा.
धन्यवाद आपका भी. Thank you very much. So we'll stop then today our session here, and next Thursday we'll again meet. बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम ग्रंथ की जय, बोलो ध्रुव महाराज की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नित्याय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody.